Do that.
Why not?
We can do that. Straight up. 30 seconds. And the intro.
Skyの光は危険にさられている生命は危険にしているよ昔々から暗闇がいた髪の毛は私たちを救うことができるよ君の笑顔を好きから冗談をいつもしたい
Yeah. Welcome to another episode of Dread Dad's Podcast. My name is Clint.
My name is Mal.
And we bad at that from a week off. And we also have some very, very special guests. We have Adventurous Minds. And of course, I suck at my job because I never add that clap. We have had like 5 fucking guests. I never add the clap. Yo, so OG hand clap. OG hand clap.
No,
yeah. Introduce yourself, guys. Introduce yourself.
First of all, I'd like to say I like the intro.
Thank
That was pretty cool. So, I'm Prince Smith.
And I'm Lamont Pounds. Glad to be here, man.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for stopping by. Like I tell you guys, every single time we have a guest, I either found them via TikTok or found them via IG. I think I found these guys. No, it might be TikTok. It might have been TikTok. And of course, I be stalking people, so I find the TikTok, then I find the Instagram, and I hit the message box. I stalk people like that. But I saw like a cool ass animation. It was like a butler like dodging a bullet or getting shot or shooting a gun or something like that. I was like, oh shit, this is pretty fucking dope. Then I did my research. I was like, oh shit, these guys are black. I was like, oh shit, this is a whole studio.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Like they got like a lot of shit going on. Yeah. And I was like, man, like the shit that they got going on, like I'm gonna let them introduce what is it? I'm probably gonna say it wrong because I know it's like, is it Bido or Bilo?
Balo.
I know I was gonna say it wrong. I know I was gonna say it wrong. I suck. But yo, the shit that I saw on that, yo, I'm gonna let them explain what's going on because I really want to know like the behind the scenes, like what is leading up to that, and like I'm gonna let them speak for themselves. I'm gonna let these guys speak for themselves. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But how are you guys? How did this Adventurous Minds journey begin? Like, how did you guys meet? Like, how did this even like start up?
Oh, okay. So first of all, this is my brother.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool.
At birth. I was forced to meet this guy. No,
So pretty much, we grew up on anime. So my favorite anime was Dragon Ball Z growing up, and watching of that. And then like in high school, I found out we can do it ourselves. And then I was like, what? We can actually do this? So I went to school for it and learned everything I can, software to Photoshop. And we've been drawing our whole lives. So, so I wanted to get into the industry, and so did my brother. So we created our own business, and then we just got little freelance gigs, learned a lot of mistakes, and pretty much learning the whole industry from the outside without going to Disney or DreamWorks and stuff like that. And then we started watching Afro Samurai. I'm like, well, this fits our art style. And everybody can sense the influence. And then so we just dived into that. Like, how did they make this? So, like, this is what we want to do. So that's where our style stemmed from.
Yeah, we really dived deep into like the behind the scenes of just like Japanese animation production, like anime production. And we would just, try to find whatever production material we can from them and kind of like dissect whatever, like all their teachings, just so that we can have an understanding of like how to be a part of that world, of creating stories that look at that level of quality and bring that to the people here in the States and even share it as far and wide as we can. But yeah,
that's dope. That's dope. I know it's another group of brothers. They actually are in like Tokyo, like they're actually in Japan.
Yeah.
they're doing
Dr. Sergio.
Yeah. Do you guys
then-
plan on like staying like in America with it, or like you plan on like branching out? Like, is that the goal to eventually make it to Japan, or
Well,
you just want to stay homegrown and stay in your own bubble and just do y'all thing?
we want to we definitely want to expand. We want to definitely bring it here to the States, and we would love to actually expand to Africa. We would love to have another studio, even like maybe consider it in Canada. Like, you know what I mean? Like, as far as we can go, we would love for the company to like just grow and be able to share these stories worldwide. So I mean, it's just wherever the journey takes us. But right now, we're building it as we as we go. We're here now. We're here in the States, and this is where it will be built.
Yeah. So pretty much our main one's going to be here in States, but have those connects in Japan and Canada and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's because they already got the knowledge. They already accumulated some of the people. Like, why not work together?
Right.
This stuff, we're all connected in a way. It's like almost every artist know every artist. It's very weird, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah, and ultimately we'd love to like have our like a physical place, which will be here. Like we can like fly out people from like different countries, and they can come work in house, and then like we could just produce, produce stories of ours. Yeah,
I like how y'all said that. Yeah. You all just pretty much figured out the production. Like, you didn't reach out to probably like Disney and Pixar and all that type of stuff. Y'all just figured that stuff out on your own. Like, was that like? Cause I don't know how long have y'all been doing this?
Oh,
I know y'all say y'all been drawing pretty much since out the womb or whatever the case is.
8 years officially. Like,
you said 8 years.
We started to go into like was working a corporate job, and then we were doing freelance gig to gig, and then like 3 years after that. So we'll say like we've been official for 6 years as a business.
Okay.
Yeah. Official 6 years, but studying animation itself, not like comic book or anything, for like 8 years. 8 years. Yeah.
8, probably 9 now. But yeah.
Okay. So like I was saying, like I like how y'all just decided to do your own thing. Like, was that a force by hand, or y'all was just like, we just gonna do this anyway?
No, it was just one of those. It was just like screaming to me. So I was like, well, if my teachers ain't gonna teach me, I'm
right. I got YouTube, I got Google, I can go. I can find the info.
That was my TikTok, man. I was reading books, looking up behind scenes. Next thing I knew, 8 hours went by. I'm like, oh.
Okay.
It just comes, man. It's like it's like the world leading you in a way. Like you kind of like you have this thing in your heart that you want to do, and you don't necessarily know how to do it, but like all you do is like what school would teach you is first of all you got to do the homework. You got to go and self-apply it, and have self-discipline and look for the answers that you want that can answer that thing in you. You know what I mean? So
that's dope.
That's dope.
The one thing I say, like, to everybody that we usually talk to is the way that, like, I don't know if you guys still work your 9 to 5s or you just doing this like straight full time. Like, the thing that amazes me for something that I probably will eventually get a chance to do, but I can't do right now, is like just drop everything and just go straight full on, like head on towards something. Like, of course, we doing this podcast and YouTube stuff, and if it pops, it pops. It is what it is. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like, this is pretty much just our weekly release of like just getting our shit out and talking to dope ass people. But I always want to commend people that like just drop what they doing and just go full force of what they like really love and like they really want to fucking do, because that shit is amazing to me. Because we got you guys, but we also have like artists and stuff like that. They was just like, yeah, fuck it. Like even Malcolm's wife, she quit her job at like fucking Chase and just say, yeah, fuck this shit. I'm going full time doing what the fuck I want to do. Right. And like she's been fucking successful about that shit. Like, I just always want to commend people because, man, that shit is not easy to fucking do.
Yeah. You said Chase? She quit Chase?
Yeah. Chase Bank,
Same here. That was my last job.
What department were you in? Because she was in fraud.
I was just a teller. I was just a teller, yeah. And then I was just like, you know what? I can do it. And that's something scary, man. Like, no paycheck coming through. I didn't even know how much to charge. It was all new. Yeah, that was
territory.
tough. Yeah.
I think that helps you too at the same time because it creates that fire under your ass. Like, yo, we need to eat some shit, so we gotta figure this shit out.
And the ramen noodles ain't gonna cut it every day,
right?
Every day.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. Definitely hard, man. I was the guy like picking up quarters. I'm like, hey, man, you never know.
That's the image they don't have of you. He's out there picking up quarters. Like, hey, man.
You never know, especially when you don't know how to make money from it, and then you just quit. Quit everything.
You say you never know. I might need this quarter.
Yeah, that's true. That's very, very true.
Nah, but you're doing the thing. Yeah, like it's like what you said is like you don't know where it's gonna go. Like none of us know where like a journey's. Where we're gonna be. Like how it's gonna turn out. Mm-hmm. It's like it's for us to figure out how it's gonna turn out by just continually doing that one thing.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that we just did. I mean, it was like it felt like. If we weren't doing anything, if we were doing something else other than this, like our spirit was kind of depleting.
Yeah.
And that was like, that was a killer itself. And it's like, why keep ourselves in that state when we can just do it? Just go into the thing that we want to do. And then sometimes we will say people will like, not everyone can do that because you do have to eat.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, you can keep your job, but just make sure you're not tired at the end of that day of doing someone else's work.
Yeah.
And apply at least an hour or so to your thing. So that way you have that thing where you can grow your thing and it can match your job and then one day surpass your job to where you won't need that job,
Yeah. And that's what we did, like equipment stuff. Like we started off with a light box and paper.
Oh, one printer. One
printer.
Like,
yo, let me get my shit out first, man. You go, hold on, your stuff can wait, man.
Oh yeah, we were sharing a laptop.
The biggest fights was over a printer at one time.
So we worked normal jobs too to get that stuff. I saw it was just a complete mind switch. It was just like, oh, I'm not going to do this to survive. I'm going to do this so I can buy the stuff that I need to get money.
Yeah.
So once you switch up that frame, working for someone else is a little bit better because now you're actively trying to do the things that you want to do and fund it and stuff like that.
Yeah. I was just thinking about that shit today. Like, everybody say, you always got 24 hours. You got 24 hours. Blase, all this other shit. I was like, man. I go to sleep at like 12 o'clock every night. I wake up at 6. Like, yo, what the fuck am I doing for the rest of those? Why am I up all those hours? I had to think about that. I'm like, man, that's ridiculous. And then I'm like, yeah, but a lot of my time is like I'm working like 10 hours at work, but then I come home either editing, doing the podcast, and doing something else. Like, yo, that's 6 hours. I'm like, that ain't enough. Like, you got to get your dreams out there too at the same time. And I'm just like, man, I get it, but. Sheesh, sleep.
Oh yeah,
that's a lot of people be like, I need to sleep. Just sleep.
That's why somebody needs to invent sleep in a can, bro. Like I'm telling you, it'll be the best thing in the world for everybody, especially artists. Everybody, you just like you feel tired, just pop the can open, you get in and work.
I think it's dope though.
They're trying to. Me, I always tell myself, draw fast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's dope though that you guys are brothers. I didn't know you guys were brothers, but I think that's fucking dope because even to the point where like if one of you all get a mental block, one of you can kick the other one in the ass, say, yo, we can actually even try this. We can get this either get this ball rolling or we can at least like try it. And like the way that y'all can swap ideas back and forth like 24, because that's how me and Malcolm are. We're not brothers, but we've been on each other for like probably like 15 plus fucking years now at this goddamn point. But we can literally just swap ideas. If somebody has an idea, like we can either agree on it, either disagree on it, try the shit out, see how the response is, either between even if it's just like a small study group or something like that. Like you can always just like try that and that point that. Because do you all live together or are you all like separate houses or something like that? Or
right now we live together.
Oh yeah, see y'all can you can literally just hey yo, After this, no, I got an idea. Like, bro, it's 4 a.m. I don't care. I couldn't sleep. Come check this out.
We do the same thing with our group of friends too, because they're writers as well. So we're like, hey man, what you think? I'm gonna test shop it. Like, just run it by you.
Yeah,
and then they're they're really critical when it comes to ideas.
That's dope.
Sometimes to destroy you. Like, you're right. Okay.
Yeah, me and this guy here, we're gonna definitely we're considering getting a building out here in Phoenix, and I'm like, we're just gonna be constant. We're always like with each other. I mean, it makes the business flow easier. You know what I mean? Like when you have an idea, when you have like that's business related or project related, it's just quick to the point. You know what I mean? Keeps business flowing really well. So
how is you guys' like creative process with how you guys come up with stuff and like between the two of you?
Just pretty much, just word vomit to each other, but we speak the same language, so I can see a vivid picture of what he's talking about. But to everyone else, it don't make no sense.
It don't make no sense. But or everyone else have to put it in writing,
right? And then we just throw it up in this whiteboard, connecting the dots.
Yeah. It's easier for us to like speak things like because like we're very like wordsmith kind of people, like but we understand a lot of people just need to read it in order to have the same vision. They need to see it fully. So we our challenge and our thing that we've been like building is our literate skill. So just trying to
man, that's the hard part, putting it on words. So I'm like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but me and him.
So you want to put that in quotes? Come on now, air bubbles. You know what I mean? Come on now.
I'm just gonna call you.
Say it is what it is,
Yeah. But our process, man, we like the same things. I mean, like we're very similar when it comes to the things we like, and when it comes to like stories, and just ideology and like all of this. So it's easy. It's not hard understanding each other. So when it goes into like our process of creating, like even when it comes into clientele work, we're kind of already there. Like we trust us like to be able to make a creative decision and not really question it as much because it's like, well, his mind is like where my mind is. We're like two on the same wavelength, so it's like it's all right. And now our thing is just like, well, relaying that to other people because we hire on and like contractors, and we have a set team of of employees as well. That's just that we have to come together and kind of like direct them and like produce the thing we're working on. So with us is easy. I mean, I think that's just being brothers living with each other.
Y'all know each other. Y'all know each other.
Yeah.
Then y'all know everybody else and everything like that.
Yeah. And to other people, it's just like I know what you can do, and I know when you're messing up. So like, come on. Like, we're going for Afro Samurai.
Have y'all ever had to do that with each other though? Like, hey, yo, slide the paper back like this. Hey, yo, clean that up right fast. Clean that up.
When he does like a rough pass, he would show me. I'm like, oh man, you gotta fix this and this. He's like, it's a rough pass.
I'm like, it's a pass, man. Don't question the process. Yeah, I'm a guy that really don't like showing the like of me. If there's a work in progress, I won't show it.
Yeah.
Because someone's gonna have their input, but I'm like, it's not finished. Like you don't even know where I'm going fully with this. I'm just trying to bring you in because I'm just considerate to be like, hey, look at this, look what I'm putting together. Prince loves showing me everything he does and everyone else. If someone comes by to the apartment, he's like, hey man, come see what I'm working on right here. And I'm just like, I can't do that, man. Because I'm like, you have to wait until I finish this because I don't want to hear anything.
I'm like, how cool is it to see it like stick figure and then
record the process and just share it later. Be like, you see the final piece, and then now you see where it came from.
That's dope. A couple people in the chats are asking, what are your top 3 anime shows, and also, what's your favorite animated movie, or just favorite movies in general? I guess
I'm just gonna throw out some stuff. So old school, I really like Yu Yu Hakusho.
Of course.
Right Down Flu.
Of course.
Cowboy Bebop. Even though I watched it again, it made me depressed.
Can't watch it now, depressed, but love it. I'm depressed, man, but I love it.
Movies, Afro Samurai. And then Sword of the Stranger.
Okay.
And then we're gonna go into the newer gen. I'm really liking Demon Slayer because their level of writing, how they showed not the strongest character not seem so weak. Like he loses in style. That's what I call it.
I like that.
He get power out of nowhere.
Style, man.
He loses in
He
style.
loses in style. That's funny.
Yeah, all the characters on there are just written well, like from the Hashira and everyone, like even the people that surround him. Demon Slayer hit #1 when it came out. Before that, it was Attack on Titans because that was like another one that it followed a story and it stayed true to that story. You know, it doesn't like break the fourth wall to kind of make it light. Like, no, this is a dark story. Yeah, it's staying that way. You know what I mean? Like, they're not gonna venture off into another part of town and just completely forget about
just change everything.
Let's play a baseball game.
Let's play a baseball game. Forget about all this attack on these Titans eating people. Like they keep it in their world and they stay true to their rules and
so as you can tell, we like intense, very real. Like, oh, this main character can die. Like they don't care if
we don't care. We don't care.
It feels like that. Yeah. Because now I'm in it as an adult.
Sense of danger.
I'm in it. There's a sense of danger.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
it's like Dragon Ball Z. Like I loved it, but now I'm like, come on, Goku's gonna find something.
He has to die and stay dead. One of these times he has to die and stay dead. Like he can't just keep getting brought back to life.
I ain't be invested if this man is just gonna die. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
So if he dies again, I won't believe it. I'm like, he'll be back.
He always comes back. For some reason, he just always comes back. I don't know why.
As long as them Dragon Balls is around, you're gonna be back.
So I'm just gonna assume that you guys are very vivid manga readers, just based off because you all do animation and you all are like very intense into that. I want to know. So I want to keep it small, but I also want to, because I know this is a wide range question. Yeah. What animation did you see that you just lost your fucking mind on?
Demon Slayer.
Like you said, Demon Slayer.
Are you talking about wait to like start the journey, or you just
just period? Because I do want to keep it into like the last maybe 5 or 6 years or something like that. But I'm just thinking about the question in the whole, like what animation, like whether it's either like not even anime, like it doesn't even have to be anime. It could just be like whatever animation. But like what just made you like just like lose your mind over the shit? Like yo, that shit was cool as hell, and it might be the most subtlest shit in the world, but
I got to. One is Demon Slayer. The last 3 episodes of the series that just dropped.
The fight scene and everything. Yeah.
And then off of anime is Klaus. You would never believe that's 2D.
Oh, you're talking about artistry.
Like art-wise.
Yeah.
Klaus is insane.
Yeah, but story-wise, there was one that messed us up. It was too dark, but it was dope.
Oh.
And it's Berserk.
Yeah.
I was messed up, man, when it got to that. Have you seen Berserk?
Yeah.
Malcolm's seen it.
Yes.
I tried to watch
my joint.
That's my joint. I'm like, I'm good.
Messed me up a little bit, but it was so good.
Yeah. They lost me at the devil. They lost me at the devil demon having sex with the girl. I was like, I'm out of here.
Hey.
I was out of it. I was like, yo, like, what are we doing here, bro? They supposed to be at each other's necks right now. You just don't have sex with it like right in front of them. Like you just allow this shit. Like, no, I'm good, fam. I'm out.
All I can say is about that is I wouldn't do that to my worst enemy, bro. Like the shit that Griffin did, I wouldn't even do that to people I hate, bro. Like that shit was fucked up.
That's the thing with anime, like they always tease that stuff. When you like anime, don't do it, man. What you doing, man? Like there's always some demon or something.
When you see it, it's a little different. Like I can take the nosebleeds. I can take the nosebleeds. I can take the red cheeks and all that shit. But when it happens, I'm like, yo, wait a minute now. I didn't sign up for this.
I did not expect it.
I brought my family over.
Exactly, right?
My family, we watched this together. We ate.
So he was over there covering everybody out. Like, wait a minute now. No, nobody look. Nobody look.
Yeah. But that one blew my mind because I was just like, well, it messed me up. But I was like, it was such a it's so like well, like I would say written, I guess, for that character. He really went through a journey of like a heroic journey, and then like it it messed with his psyche, and it was a great like how he evolved. But it was that part I was like, God damn, can't watch it again. But I mean, it's up there.
Have you read the manga too?
I'm actually. So you said you think we're manga readers, but we're not. But like what we're doing is like we're watching the video. Like for Berserk, that's the one that we're actually looking at like the whole story, because our friends, our writers, that like they're our friends first, but they're coming on board to write with us. They have that mind where they develop like worlds of like when it comes to video games, like all that. They develop like all these like stories, and they read every book that when it comes to anime, comic book, and so they like brought us. They talk to us and be like, "Hey man, did you know his story before though?"
Yeah, then they send it to us. Oh man,
it's harder for them to watch a film because we are like film goers. Like we love film, we love anime, like cinema and everything. But them, they read it first and they dissect and they like all that information, and then they come to us and then they blow our minds with other stuff. So we're just
Yeah, I mean, like the manga is much worse. Like his situation is much worse.
Oh, yeah.
You thought
even more in the beginning. I was like,
right. You thought the animated parts was like kind of rough to watch. You read that manga, like that's some hard reading.
They actually cleaned it up with the animation.
They did clean it up with the animation.
Yeah, I was like, I wouldn't show this too. Like they cut up the entire beginning portion. Yeah, I was like, that's too dark, man.
We can't.
One thing at a time, bro.
Yeah, we can't do this. Not even.
Like one is enough, brother. Too much.
So since all your friends are writers and stuff like that, and I guess all you all work together. So who goes to who for like the ideas? Like, are they coming straight to you guys? Or you guys just swapping out ideas? Like
they come to us.
Okay.
Then, sometimes they swap. If they have an idea, they come to us.
Yeah.
Okay.
But most likely it's us.
Our heads are constantly spiraling.
I got like 10 stories in my head right now. So
we've written like 8 stories already. Our mind is just going. Yeah.
So since your minds work like a revolving door, like how many stories would you say you kind of like put out or like kind of like got it in this hat or whatever ready to go?
Is like around
for
6,
Balo,
but Balo's the newer one, so I'm just dumping all the creativity in that one. That's but we ran a lot.
We ran like right now that is ready to go 6 to 8 like stories, and it's not all anime because we started out in film as well. So we're planning on doing both medias, film.
Okay, that's dope.
Live and animation.
Because I know for Balo, hopefully I said that right. For Balo, I know you guys are doing a comic before the actual animation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
In fact, let me share the screen. I actually pulled it up.
Oh, you about to market us?
About to market?
Okay.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course.
We didn't try to plug any. No, I'm just kidding.
So if anybody is wondering, this is what we're talking about right now. We're talking about Balo. They have the pre-order going right now. They have the crowdfunding going right now. And the thing that draw me to this, I feel like that kid is gonna throw hands with anybody and don't give a fuck about shit. I'm gonna get to that later. And I'm just assuming. I just see it in his eyes. Like he's not gonna give a fuck. But I love like just this animation and like you could tell like the African heritage, like the African roots of this, because this shit is so detailed and like so nuts. And I'm pretty sure, like, were you like guys like inspired by like the Black Panther movie at any point?
Well, they did
I'm not gonna say like this just coming straight off like copy paste type shit, but like this gave you the fire to like, oh, we can actually do this shit. We could do it animated. We could probably just do it like 10 times fucking better and have it focus on like actual African roots and shit like that.
Actually,
is that what Balo came from, or like this happened way before even Black Panther?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So part of it came from like going to Comic-Con and stuff like that, not seeing us represented.
Right.
Because we started recently going to Comic-Con more for our client works, and then it was just a sea of our people like constantly battling that question, like, oh, this isn't a black character, that constant battle. I was like, this is a problem.
I'm like, why is that?
I was like, oh, that makes sense. And then then you get then you in the art world you start hearing that I try to get my show made through this network. I try to get my show made through this studio. I'm like, well, why don't we just make
Yeah.
Make it. Yeah.
like, no offense, why are we trying to get these other people who don't look like us to tell our story? I'm like imagine the roles flip. Like, you're not going to be motivated to tell anyone else's story because you're not comfortable with it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
is that a big thing for you guys too? Just like far as like ownership and being able to tell your own story and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah.
That's the mission for us.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, because it comes from a place of pain. There's always like a pain or something. Like, you hear it in our people and like people of even of other descents when it comes to being a person of color.
Mhm.
Like, the stuff we watch is constantly one narrative.
Mhm.
We are focusing on what they will call the master narrative.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And then when they use people of color characters, POC characters,
Yep.
they will have our characters contrast down to support their narrative.
Yeah.
And then also when it comes to their stories behind the scenes, they will have our people to create the stories for them that represents their narrative.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it hurts, and it just like that kind of accumulated. And even like seeing games, so hearing people talk how much they love games, but the fact is they don't talk about seeing themselves really. They just say, "Oh, I love this game."
Mm-hmm.
But then when we looked at games, you see like they have probably like 100 or 130 something, 38 something characters, and then only 2 of them would be black.
Yeah, we
And
can't,
Majority of them would be
we can't
animalistic.
never get dreads in the
I
game.
can't tell you. I can't tell you how many MMO RPG games I have played with all the customization, and the only 2 fucking hairstyles you get
It's
is
a bald
either
or a bust.
all head thingy or a fro, and it'd be like barely a fro. It's like we have so many different other hairstyles and stuff. Like, come on now, like if you can give Timmy like 10 different hairstyles,
10 different mohawks. You got
Mohawks
the spiky mohawk,
and-
you got the straight mohawk, you got
right?
everything.
Buzz cut, bowl cut. Like if you can give him all that, like you could do the same thing for me. And you see that a lot. And I'm glad that you guys brought that up because I'll use like Elder Rings is like a good game that's like everybody's like hyped up about, and that's one of the complaints from like people like us, like, yo, we didn't have that many hairstyles to choose from. But then you have of course the opposition, the other people like, well, it's a fantasy game and they're and it's like, so you telling me orcs and fucking trolls and everything else is all right, but getting black people in fantasy, like that's where y'all draw the fucking line at.
That's what I was saying. Like, you can go pull something out of your head, full on detail it. That's reasonable, but making something realistic that you can see in another race, that's impossible.
It's unbelievable.
You can't do that.
Like the orcs and everything is believable, but when it comes to another person of color,
because those World of Warcraft African orcs, I still don't get that shit. Like half of those motherfuckers got braids, they got the beads, they got the joints in their ears, they got the shit in their nose. I'm like, yo, the orcs are fucking African. Like nobody is noticing this shit, bro.
I was reading articles about that because we was, we love stuff to like figure out how to build a more inclusive cinema, and they had theories. And then like it was like the way that they're like from their narrative, they come at it to like when they want to like show diversity or show like like the world's diverse, they will more likely use animals or like humanoid and animal humans, whatever. These kind of like creative things, and that will represent the other race or the other the other kind or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like it's weird. It's like because we do be noticing like all that from those orcs and stuff. Like that's all from that's from a culture that we. That represents us. Like y'all taking that from another culture.
That just reminded me of the whole Star Wars situation. You know how they got mad at John Boyega? There's no black person in Star Wars. So like, but but purple and blue people running around.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah, right. Like you draw the line at black and blue, purple, orange motherfuckers with little long ass tails for hair walking around, and you just dropping out a lot of people.
That makes sense. That makes more sense than a black person in space. Black people ain't going to space.
Like, it makes no sense. Like,
But back to your answer, Black Panther was just a great thing to prove that we always knew that.
Yeah.
Like, our stories, like, it's so rich and so different from like the stories the master narrative that we constantly hear today. And like, people are wanting that. The thing is that our people are usually marginalized, and those stories don't get to make it out. You know what I mean? And those stories aren't even owned by us. Like when it comes to Black Panther, that's owned by the studios and head that greenlight those shows to be seen in other places.
Yeah.
So that's what made it so important to us to be like, well, we need to take control of our stories when it comes to representing us, and be able to make those become international. Have our people come together and like make our stuff international, because we are international.
Yeah.
We don't even need to try, but we already are. Like all of our people is everywhere. You know what I mean? So like these stories are like, I don't know. Black Panther just like made it more clear to other people to see like, oh my gosh, this is what we've been wanting. But we've always did that, and that's why it's important for us to lead that charge, or like to be a part of that cause, to bridge that gap of these stories being made out to the world.
And a lot of it you just want to see more cool characters.
Yeah, that's true.
Just doing everything. Like there's so many anime shows that I love, and I'm like, okay, where's the guy that look like me? Doesn't exist. Right.
I do like this main character though. He cool. We all right.
And I think we figured that out like this year with Attack on Titan. I can't remember the guy's name. So sorry. The black guy from Attack on Titan. And like he was just like, yeah, well, God liked y'all color, and well, he chose mine, and goddamn it, I look good. Fuck y'all.
Yeah, that line killed me. I was like, hey.
That was a surprise.
That was a surprise.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking dumb. Like, that's something that, of course, that nobody expected to see, but when we did see, we was just like, oh shit, all right. The janitor must have walked past and said, yo, inclusion. Inclusion. They'll love it. Inclusion.
Yeah, I love it when studios do it right too, because like there are a couple like animes, that are no. We see horrible looking black people, and then we see studios that do it right too. Like Fire Force is a good one. Soul Eater. Afro Samurai, like there's like tons of like, even with Bleach, like there's like tons of
black characters in Bleach.
They go hard. The first ones we seen that were like dope to us. Afro Samurai, but the Bleach did a great job.
So whose idea was Belo? Whose idea was that?
Mostly this guy.
Belo, hey man, it originated from an interesting place.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It was like one of those shows where it was like, man, let's just do something quick, make it dope, make it fun, center around like a simple ideal, and we'll just do it on like something quick. It was supposed to be.
Yeah.
But when we started releasing pictures of Belo, then it just blew up. It blew up to something bigger than we imagined it to be. Like, we were just like trying to do something simple, but the fact of how it reached so many different people, even from Africa, they got involved. They were singing his artists. It was like, hey man, it was like, it ain't a simple ideal anymore. Now we have to. I gotta put some depth. We gotta put some depth into it. It's hard
to say, oh man, we committed ourselves to some shit that we came back out of.
That's all it's gonna be.
That was one of the things that sold me, because like that was the character design of like each one of the characters and stuff. And it was funny because like when he told me, he's like, hey, we gonna be interviewing Adventurous Minds. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, I wonder. And I look, and I was like, oh, I've seen this before. And then I like look at more of you guys and stuff, and I was like, oh, I definitely have seen this before. I was like, yeah, I fucked with this. I was like, all right. So it's crazy how like like that little thing kind of like
it travels.
It traveled so hard that like everybody like from every like all walks of the earth and stuff like seeing the same thing and like, yes, more of this, please. Yes.
Yeah, we're just super excited. I can't wait to like dive in full into it, like actually get it out.
Can't wait to start sharing little pieces of it, because right now it's all about like, it's being documented, making sure it's protected.
Oh yeah,
the script is being locked, because there's a movie script, but then they were like, for the series, that script is halfway through its production.
Yeah.
So it's just like now it's like
copyright everything before releasing,
and we're protecting the IP of it because people want a piece of it, and then we're just like it warmed our heart to see the reaction it got, and now we were actually it put us in a position to actually talk to people that are that are in Africa, and then they're like educating us, or like not educating us, but they're like sharing a piece of them, and if they know of their stories, and
then y'all can use that's pretty fucking dope. Like y'all can involve that in the story, like, because of course a lot of the stuff with Black Panther, some of it was true, some of it was made up to make the movie look good and everything like that. But if it's like African cultures, kings, queens, children, whoever is like directly reaching out to you guys and like putting y'all onto the culture, putting y'all onto like what y'all do, like it could be like the most subtlest thing in the world. Like you all can add that via either comic book or via like this animation, and like they'll just peep that shit, and it'll commend each other, because it's just something like either they probably haven't seen or something that they know that they do on a daily basis, and that's pretty fucking dope. That's dope.
That was pretty much our plan, was just learn mostly the history, how they act to one another, but put our own anime spin on it, because put it in my world or our world that we create, so it's not 100% adaptation of like a history lesson.
Incorporating like good like traditional values, culture, people, and like their way of living into the story we've been creating for our characters. So it's like because that's what kind of like Black Panther was. It was like showing the way of their people from Wakanda. And you see their culture, you see how vibrant it is when they walk. So that's what we wanted to do, and it just like, I mean, it made us emotional, because it's like we're in a way connecting back to our ancestry. And stuff like that. We're learning about the culture that was taken from us, and that's kind of an interesting thing. But another thing is natives too. Natives been reaching out, and like how we are of both descent. So it's like it's just like powerful to be like, wow, this stuff really matters so much to people, and now we have to make this story.
Is it any pressure on that, since they are reaching out and like they are like contacting you guys? Is it any pressure on that, like to get that, like to get it correct, like, or just to get it right? Because I know, of course, you all have you all's own creative mind and how you all want the story to flow and how you want to go. But like, is there any pressure behind that, since they are like reaching out and like they probably expect something, but of course it's you all's project. Like you can't want somebody to expect something from your own mind and your own creativeness and stuff like that. But is there any pressure behind that? Like,
it's a little bit, but it goes back to all the greats ahead of us. They all tell you like, you're not writing a story like all the directors. You're not writing a story for everyone, or because this person gave you some feedback, and so you should change your whole plot. He's like, just write a story that you want, but also keep them in mind.
Okay.
That's pretty much how we're doing it. So all that feedback and all that knowledge, we're keeping it in mind, and just helping build our narrative or the story that we want to tell. Like perfectly that can fit into your story is the mannerisms. Like what you're eating, or how do you greet your mom? Like we say mom, but they say something else.
Right.
Like those little things will go such a long way, or even down to traditional like happy birthday or something like that.
Yeah, to make it more organic.
More organic.
It's just helping you build your world better.
And it gives you so much more wiggle room, because we're not in Africa. Like in order to do something so accurate, you can feed me all the knowledge you want, but I will have to like walk through the village and stuff like that, through the city.
Like you can tell me something all day, but if I'm not seeing it, it's not being shown to me directly, then what do I know?
Because you can only put so much into it, like what you experience outside of like your actual world.
And then it's important. That's why it's so important to find us is to find African people to voice it, because they can correct us.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that Disney and them mess up on. Like they
They
go
find
visit,
somebody. Yeah.
but they don't hire anyone from that country. They just make it up as they go with the photos they just brought back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
true.
That's very
That's
true.
very true. Because I remember seeing Ryan Coogler like kind of like talk about like his process and stuff during the whole Black Panther thing, and like he was saying like, you know, of course some tribes and stuff, you know, kind of reached out to him and like, you know, corrected them on like some certain aspects and certain traditions that they kind of do that he kind of incorporated, but then, you know, some stuff in there that like kind of stayed because like it kind of fit.
Hollywood.
Yeah, they think of course,
Yeah,
but
it fits my
try
narrative.
he try to put in as much as he can of like actual traditional stuff, but
They still had their thumb on his damn neck.
Like one we learned is like they say African people are not violent, but if you're making a show about Marvel and fighting, like I'm sorry,
yeah. I think the real thing is it's just like we're very eager. Like when you hear from people, like you just want to get it out to them. Like you want to get it made. You want them to experience it and be able to like to cosplay it and stuff like that. Yeah. But like we also know that like it takes time because first we still got to juggle like, you know, our clientele work in between. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? But like what we want to do, that pressure is like just wanting to break from that and just focus completely 100%
on you guys. Yeah.
And it's just because like we're just so eager to get all our stories out to kind of represent our people and people of color. You know what I mean?
So pretty much it's our same situation from the beginning of the conversation. Now we have to do the same thing, but to ourselves.
Yeah, we have to make sure. Yeah. We have a section of our day, and we have with our writer team, and like we're like making sure we dedicate that time. Like it has to happen. Like there's nothing that can interfere with that because the story has to get made, and it's so it's just because it's that important to us. So, but it's just like juggling back and forth. And that's why our minds are constantly just like
just clockwork all day.
We were so grateful to like all the people. Like we thought it was gonna take like a couple of months to get funded for the first year. And it was like that in an instant. I was like, oh wait, hold on. I didn't write the
script. Say, yo, this is just a screenshot. What do y'all? Hold on now.
Now I'm gonna have this awkward pressure. Like, what's taking too long? I'm like,
hey, man, hold on, wait a minute.
I ain't watched the paper yet, man. Y'all gotta calm down.
Right. Yeah. So that's super cool though.
Since you say you guys go to like Comic-Con and all different other cons and stuff, do you see people dressed up as like some of the characters, like just based off you guys' character design? Have you walked around some of the events and seen one of your characters and like, yo?
Not yet.
All we got is people saying like, "Hey, I want to cosplay as your character," but I'm like, I just want to see
it. Make it happen. I want to see it. That's a big part of why we're doing this, because I want to see it. That would be super cool.
Yeah, just the feedback off of it, like when it is complete and like it gets that longevity going, and like people start handing it down from like far as Yu Yu Hakusho all the way up to just handing it down from generation to generation type stuff.
Right, that's so cool. I think what will help motivate if you just do one little cool animation scene, you know.
Like
playing in the background while I'm giving away the comic book.
I'm
like cosplay.
We have plans for it. We have plans for it. Definitely, like just pushing the story that we want like to just give to the people and be like, look, let's just travel. Let's just have this thing travel. Let's like let everyone like touch this physical, whether it's digital, whatever, and just like make this thing happen quicker than we would want it to. Just happen. This just need to happen.
Yeah.
So it's like, because what we want to do with our company is essentially just have us be in a position of greenlighting more shows. We don't need anything else. We can just get it made in house. We can we can fund it ourselves. Like, you know, like, cause why go through that waiting process, just trying to have this idea be pitched to someone, and then, you know, they're going to funnel it through their team and they're going to try to have their input on it. Like, no, we just need to be like, this is the story. We have to get it made. Like,
man. So much that was part of the reason why we did this story. It's 100% ours. Client work. Because, you know, we would work with like some of those people, and then they were like, "We need our characters to look like this." I'm like, "It'd be doper if we flip these roles." And then I go like, then it's a long rebuttal, but eventually you get it. But that rebuttal is exhausting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can understand that because if you guys get it done, everything done in house, like there's no middleman. Like
Yeah.
you
Oh,
guys
man.
going
Middleman's exhausting.
straight from idea to pen to pad
Mhm.
to Wacom
Right.
and
Yeah.
computer and then process, and then it is what it is, and then y'all just going straight. Like it's no middleman. And that's pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
It's cool
Yeah.
how fast you can do it with no middleman.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I know Lamont was just talking about like as far as people like reaching out and everything like that, and like just far as ancestry and like everything like that.
Yeah.
Question, or maybe an idea. Just hear me out. Maybe you guys might want to do this because I've always thought about doing this. I just never done it. The African ancestry thing. Like, have you all ever even thought about doing it, or probably you guys thinking about doing that? Because of course, like doing this and learning and people reaching out and feedback and everything like that, like you guys are probably getting more interested in your own roots and like seeing like where you all came from, like what part of Africa. Because of course, like far as we all know, shit, we probably either just came from New Florida or whatever the fuck it was called, coming from the fucking ocean or something like that. Like nobody really knows their lineage and their history like that. Like as you all were making this and as you all are like getting feedback and stuff like that, is that something that you all might be interested in probably doing just to learn or like get a little deeper rooted in it?
Yeah, that'd be awesome
We have a lot
to
of
get
cool
that.
ideas.
Yeah.
We have a lot. We have like a lot of wonderful ideas when it comes to, first of all, us going. This has been like a journey for us, like learning new parts of history that we just like hasn't been like made accessible to us.
Yeah.
Until now this era you can get your hands on anything.
Yeah.
And it's so huge, like because like we're learning a lot of Africa culture, but like also even with the natives, like and we like when we understand that like majority of us here in the States are like we're descended from them as well, and like and we just. I think it's wonderful what we want to do. Are you saying like, do we want to create more stories that just kind of like have these elements of culture into it, like with Africa? So
I was just wondering, like, have you all like have you ever like thought about doing like the My Ancestry test over there? Because I know it's the African ancestry test. I know it's it's the Ancestry. It's another one, but I know it's for sure it's an African ancestry one.
Yeah.
See, I would like to do it, but my thing is like, how do you pinpoint that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if they take blood off the mouth swab. They take a piece of your hair. I don't know.
My thing was like, this is a conspiracy. Like, no way you know where I came from because we were so shuffled.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
I think most of it is just based off of like your DNA and then like your facial features and stuff. They can kind of they kind of guess where you would kind of what tribe you kind of belong to or whatever.
We're Nigerian only because a lot of Nigerians come up to us like, you look Nigerian.
And that's all, you know what? That's kind of like all you need, really.
That's all I need. I'm like,
that's all I need.
I'm running with that.
I'm like,
all right.
I would claim that.
I'll take it.
So you say
I'm Nigerian.
So you say save your money and just book a flight to Africa. Just go through some different continents. Just some different countries and stuff, and see who points to the finger.
I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I've been claimed already. I'm Nigerian. I don't know about anybody else, but they've claimed me already, so I don't know what to tell you.
What I would say for me, like definitely I don't need to know specifically because I mean, like one thing is we are all the same tribe. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I love when there's like that the Nigerians come up to us and they be like, "Oh, I know where you're from. I know your family. You're Nigerian." I'm like, "Oh, that makes me feel good." I'm like, "Hey, man, so you like because." And then like natives would also come up to us and say that we're your brothers and sisters, like we're connected in a way too. And I'm like, hey, that's all I need. Because one thing is, all of us in America, we go to Africa, we are going to be claimed no matter what.
Right.
Where we have that shared history of it being, first of all, ripped from us. So it's kind of impossible to kind of really tie back directly. But they might. Yeah. It might not be impossible because with the DNA thing, that makes sense.
What's just cool in Africa, like when we were talking to a couple of them, they said we didn't even know that we were a separate thing. Like we didn't know that people voiced it so much until they came to America.
Damn.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
they did not know it was like a separate identity thing that allows you to get certain perks in life. Like that knowledge, well,
Yeah.
it makes sense because everyone
Yeah.
looks like you, you know. Until they came to the U.S. and it's like, wait, I'm black. What is that?
They
Yeah,
categorize you, break you
yeah.
up, break you
Well,
up into little
yeah,
pieces, and then like
yeah.
now, yeah. But like,
Okay.
yeah, I'm
So
okay not knowing.
it's
I feel like I just want to be accepted by all. You know
I
what
am
mean?
okay. I already had
Who
I
wants
had-
to claim me?
yeah, I already had people that said, "Oh, you're Nigerian." I'm like, I feel like I already found my adventure. I'm like, that's me. That's it. I'm like, it's cool. But yeah, what he said is, I'm like, I'm welcome to everyone. Like, I feel like I'm a part of everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah. So that's the ultimate goal. I'm like, it feels nice.
yeah.
So,
That's what we do to our stores.
Yeah.
So you guys say that you do a lot of commission. Is that how you all started, or did you all just straight start out just adventurous minds?
Oh
Or
man. No, we
Yeah,
started we started like so we were those artists that how like you hold everything to your heart. Don't nobody look at my sketchbook.
yeah,
Yeah. So that's how we started. And then we pretty much had a conversation with each other. It's like, well, how do we expect to build a studio if no one's gonna see your art? I'm like, that makes so much sense because we're always afraid someone's gonna steal it or
yeah.
something like that. So like, all right,
Or
so then
critique it.
or
Most artists
I
go
wasn't
through that.
care.
Most artists go
I didn't
through.
care about
They're
critiquing.
afraid of being critiqued. Or I don't know what it is.
So me, it was like, okay, that's when I discovered Instagram. And I was like, all right, I'll just dump everything on there. And
Yeah.
then I think I was going to school at the time. And then like 2 years in, one of my favorite art teachers, he was like, you know the style you're doing, right? There's no job for it. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, there's no job for it. He's like, you're pretty much just wasting your time. Like
Wow.
you gotta do what Disney do, like the 3D.
Yeah.
It's like you want a job, but I'm like, well, I'm not gonna do that. I'm like, I'm not gonna. That's what made me fall off from the Disney route and the DreamWorks route, because that was my plan. Was like finish school, go to DreamWorks or Disney for a couple of years, learn all I can, build my own.
Mm.
And then when he told me that woke me up. I'm like, oh yeah, they won't be doing this no more. So dropped out. I wouldn't recommend that. Dropped out. And then came to my brother. I'm like, well, I learned how to do this. Let's just try to do a 2-minute thing and see what that does.
Mm.
So we did the 2-minute thing, put it on Instagram. Someone contacted us. Is like, hey, I got a job. I want you guys to animate this. Meanwhile, I roughly did that. I don't know. What is this? This was paper and Lightbox and but I had a school to do all that stuff, and now I don't have the school. So that's when we have to hustle and get some money in.
It's time to invest now.
Just accept that job, and then so we finished that job like painfully because we lowballed it hard. And then it was like 2 days in, I was like, ooh, that money gone. I'm like, we're gonna stop doing this.
Say, is it too late to change our prices? Yeah. Oh, shit.
And then each freelance, we asked for more, and then more, and then more, and then we just figured out the pricing from there.
Yeah. Okay.
And now we
That's how it
kind of eliminated like doing commissions. Like we just have like direct links to like companies. Like there's companies that we do work for, and that's just where we're at now.
Relationships, pretty much.
Yeah,
we made it to stop looking for jobs to jobs came to you based on
Straight to you guys. That's
your approval. So now we're at the point where I'm like, yo, I can't do that right now. I'm stuck with these two.
Yeah.
Until I'm done.
Yeah.
And then now we want to do the Balo thing. So now the new problem is like, when can I push all that client work to the side or delegate it?
Find the time.
I'll get a separate team, delegate it, and then we do this 100%.
Yeah, that's dope.
So just build a team.
I know you. Well, I guess since you all are still being contacted by companies and stuff like that, is it a certain company that you all like a dream company that you all want to contact you, or like a dream company that you guys want to work with or do something?
Want to work with?
No one asked me that.
They're all. I mean, hey man, a big company is a big company. Actually, we got I got a list.
I'm more people. I want people to work with.
True people, more like people. But like, I mean, So I mean, we do have ideas for games coming out. We
Okay.
have Santa Monica on the list. We also got the one that you love, Final Fantasy. What's it called?
Oh, I like
Square
Square
Enix.
Enix.
Square
Yeah.
Enix.
So I grew up with Final Fantasy. So my goal.
So you probably lost your mind last week then.
They were so dope that I'm gonna force them to
two.
come to me.
Yeah.
Square Enix or one of them.
Or Santa Monica, the one that did God of War. You know what I mean? Them two companies, right? Yeah. As studios wise, we just love. I mean, we do love. It would be awesome to, collaborate with any of them. I mean, like everyone in Tokyo with the IG Productions, Bones, and Unfoldable, people that did Demon Slayer. But if not, it's fine. We're going to be creating our stuff. We have to care if they want to do something like from Titmouse to Pixar or whoever, we can probably, we'll be big enough to be like, let's come in a partnership and let's create something for the world to see.
I'll be welcome for, like what he said, anyone coming, but like a full circle moment would be the ones you grew up watching. So like Bones, and then Wick Studios, amazing and stuff like that. Like working with them or something, working on a project with them, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, because I love anime and I love animation and stuff like that. But for some reason, fucking stop motion has my heart, and I do not know why.
Oh, I like stop motion too.
I love I think Leica Studios. Like Coraline, that's my fucking favorite fucking movie ever. Yeah, I love cute. Is it Kubo? Kubo and the Two Strings. I like that.
Yes,
I like that. And they had one more, Box Trolls.
Box Trolls. I think that was.
I don't know why, but fucking stop animation has my heart.
Because the art on that is amazing. The set, just looking at the behind the scenes, is enough. Like you mean to tell me I could walk through like a Titan?
Yes.
Like a minute. Like the whole art room, just I think if it would be amazing just to be on the set, like watching that. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, and I think that's why the behind the scenes get so much love because you literally see how much work is put into these like claymation dash animatronic and they're fucking like this goddamn small. Yeah. and you get to see that like offhand, like bro, like that's crazy. Like, that's crazy.
It's literally art, like physical, digital art. Is
that you can hold and like you can like
you can touch it, you can hug it if you want
it. It has our heart too, man. I love stop motion.
I will always watch a movie that has stop motion.
Oh, Chicken Run.
Oh, I like.
Oh yeah. Chicken Run.
Yeah. I was like, got them pies the way they.
I'm thinking pot pie. Like, oh man, you put the real chickens in the box.
Like Wallace and Gromit and stuff like that. That used to go crazy too. Wallace and Gromit. Is it a project that's probably not you all's, but that just gave you like the flux, like yo, I don't know what the hell we gonna do. Like, has it just been a project like that, like just drove you crazy, like to a certain point?
I don't think so.
No,
like the project that I worked on.
Like what? Like it was hard, or like
you just waiting for it to be over with.
Oh man, that's different.
Like creative blocks. Like no,
I don't have creative blocks.
He said our brains are perfect.
Creating, that's what we do.
I don't have creative blocks. My only big issue is just like
I don't know if we should voice this.
No, just time frame.
Telling our weakness right now.
That's the only thing. Time frame. If a client comes with like this ridiculous short time frame, it's like, you want what? You want the new Demon Slayer? And man.
I think every clientele project comes with. They always have milestones. They want to get produce it as quickly as possible. And efficiently as well as possible. But that's kind of hard to marry. You know what I mean? Like, well, if you're wanting all this, the money at least better match that. But if you're trying to compromise with the budget, then that's where the struggle is. Because it's like you're dealing with people that they want so much, but for half the price of it, you know? But what we have to do in the beginning to gain experience and to build your reputation, you have to kind of compromise and work within the settlement to make it, to make it doable like to, or willing enough to do it, so that you can then move on past this and go even higher to the price that you need to be met at. So you can eliminate that problem.
So pretty much, yeah, get your worth underneath your belt, so you can be like, nah, this is the right way to do it.
Yeah, but every project we're working on is always the milestones. Like we have to make sure we get it done efficiently in a short or in a quick enough amount of time, while having at least half the manpower to execute it. You know?
Yeah.
So funny thing is, so I just came up with this question in my head just now. Is it easier to have somebody with their idea already like planned out, like mapped out, or is it easier for you guys to have like somebody just pull a random ass word out of a fucking hat and like, your minds and like your writers' minds can just get to work on
so
how you all see it?
Here only if you like the story.
Right.
You know, like if you have the freedom to select, because then you already like the story. Most likely they're going to have some concepts and stuff that you can, but they have to be willing to change some stuff. Like that would be the perfect ideal situation. If it's a story I like, it fits our brand.
They do have detail.
I don't like how the characters look so much. I'm like, are you open in changing that? And they go, sure. And then I'm like, yeah, then that would be cool. That's the more ideal. But if the person has everything laid out and they're strict, that's when things get hard, because they are really checking you beat.
Yeah, they stuck on that. They stuck on what they wanted. They don't want nothing else.
I'm like, you show him lifting a cup and drinking it. That's not my script. Yeah, like that can get annoying really, really fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
My bad. One second. It's starting to get a little dark in here. We didn't even have our lights set up like you guys, man.
Oh, that's okay. It's all good. It's all good. I just figured it was getting dark in Arizona. I didn't know. I was like, man, that sunset is amazing.
It's like a slow fade to black. Like, you know, from the start of this live, it's like, oh yeah, we're slowly gonna fade out. Completely black.
It's gonna fade to black. I was like, man, these guys are dramatic. They're into this, man. They faded to the black.
Like we got a little peek inside their mind.
Story time.
That's dope. All right, so you guys got Balo coming. You guys got Balo. Is it? I'm not trying to rush you guys into the next project, but do you already have like the next project in mind? Because I know you all said you have like 20 to 30 projects like in mind right now that you guys want to do. Is it like one that like you both are in agreement to, like, as soon as we get Balo off, either launching or like to the point where we like, all right, we're good. We can sit back, hand this off to whoever we need to hand off, and they're gonna do what they're gonna do. Like, what's the next? Do you all have that in mind already?
Like, the thing is, we have a selection of things to choose from, but our complete focus is on Balo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Level of detail we got is like if we decided to do movies, we're already 2 movies written.
Okay.
And this is one of those things that, you know, every major studio has that one show that pretty much explains everything that studio is about. So that one's this one. So this one we're not gonna hand over to anyone. Like, this one's gonna be 100%. Like, if somebody want to come on board after watching this, I'm like, okay, we're gonna work on another story because you're not touching this one. But
the heart,
we're gonna do another one. It's gonna be just as good, but not this one.
Balo's taking all of our. I mean, that's where our heart is now. Like, I mean, just of how big it is and like what it means to us and how like deeper it is. It's so much value in it that it's so important to just make sure we do that and do it right.
Yeah.
And then like as this thing is completed and it's physicalized, like it's out there in the world, then we have a selection of things to choose from like live to, you know, to animated projects that we can go into. From there that we can kind of like bring more people in and kind of have other things produced. Around.
And then we do, like, as you guys know, we do animation projects like a lot that we can't show. So we're behind scenes majority of our media life. But so Balo is one of those things that help us like get back on scene and in front of the screen to build our audience to the world pretty much all over. Yeah, so I'm like, it's so weird. Like we have so little followers, but so much success in the back end, but no one knows of us.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, yeah, they haven't
seen it yet or know of us. Like,
but that's a good thing though. Like that's a good thing. Like you always don't have to be the face of everything. Like you can be behind the scenes and be the fucking man. Like that's how a lot of great successful big companies work anyway. Like you just got a front man and then you got the two guys in the back. Just
guys. I'm like, yeah,
running
that's
the machine.
Cool too, but also the powers in the people. So like a good plan is just build a giant following around surrounded by Balo, and then hopefully our community can support anything else that we do. You know, that's pretty much like the plan in the work to do these type of shows and fund other people's shows 100% because we know we got the fans to back it up no matter what.
Right. I got one more question. I got one more question. We're gonna end the podcast because I gotta ask this question. Avatar: The Last Airbender, anime or not?
Oh man, okay. I'm gonna say. Okay. All right, so this is my thing. As long as it carries, like this is a huge debate. As long as it embodies the soul and representation, it will forever be anime. Because
good answer.
Why would you exclude me for loving what you are? I'm like, I'm just trying to raise what you are, make you shine. I'm not trying to change it to do anything else. I'm like, we're anime. You know, that's our group. Don't exclude me from the group.
And, it was born from an anime, like like from anime inspiration. Because the Cowboy Bebop was the creator's most favorite anime, and he wanted to influence some of that into Avatar.
So that's what I'm gonna say, because you can feel the energy, like the energy screams anime. It doesn't scream Pixar.
It kind of married both.
You know, but it is in the middle. That's because the creators.
That's a safe space.
And
So
a lot of different
somewhere in between.
A lot of different studios worked on it too, and there were some anime studios that worked on it too. So does count.
So that's the answer. If it embodies what it is, the spirit of anime, then it's anime.
Okay.
Like quit trying to segregate us. Come on.
You heard it here. You heard it here. You heard it here first. All right, that was dope. I think we answered all the questions in the chat. So I think that's it for that. We do have some people here. So we're gonna play a little bit of music. We're gonna play this Pizzle Pack because we won't get copywritten. And we're gonna let you all ask a couple of questions. If you have some questions, probably give you guys probably 5-10 minutes, maybe at the most. We're just gonna chop it up, chat, and if you guys got questions, send them through so Adventurous Minds can let you know what's going on and what's going on in their minds. And yeah, man. And then we're gonna end the podcast and do some promo stuff because I'm gonna promote this Balo because goddamn it, I feel like that little kid. I don't know his goddamn name, but goddamn, I feel like he's gonna whoop everybody ass. I don't care what nobody say. I feel like he's gonna be the Black Damien to Bruce. That's how I feel about that kid. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's the look in his eyes, like yo.
I'm gonna be someone special, man.
Someone special.
But
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh no, they don't know the story.
Well, you're not gonna tell the story, but his father too is gonna be special. Well,
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it at all. Trust and believe. I don't doubt. But yeah, man, I'm gonna play this Pizzle Pack. If you guys got some questions, send them through. I guess we'll reconvene at probably like 9:25, maybe 9:23. Not that long, but yeah, if you got some questions, send them through. Let's see what this Pizzle Pack on tonight because I've been playing some BS lately. Stuff I can't get G with.
It's like elevator music.
Yeah. They don't even want to play for me. That's how we working. That's how we getting down, huh? I guess I shouldn't have been talking so much.
Yeah, it heard you.
Yeah, it ain't rocking with me. It ain't even trying to play. Like, y'all, no, we heard you. No, it ain't rocking with the brother. No, it ain't rocking with me. All right, well, back to you.
They get no music.
Yeah, can't get no music. It's all right. That's how they play us sometimes. That stuff said they answered all my questions. All my questions Clint already said. He's angry about that. Sorry about that.
As long as it's been answered.
Yeah, you know. An answer.
Let's see. I don't know why no music is playing. So with that, that's Anchor. That's the wrong thing.
Any date on the comic book?
Oh yeah, so the first one is in production. It's gonna be made. It's been solidified through the crowdfunding page. So right now, it is all we're doing is we're writing the first volume. So we're at the end of the first volume, which is like the first volume includes like 4 to 6 issues.
Yeah.
So what we're trying to do is tie up that script into that 6th issue, just so that the beginning of that first issue can be made and like it can follow its storyline the way we want it to follow, to unfold. So
cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now it's just get the details down.
Yep.
We're
getting the concepts. We're talking to
ready.
Comic artists. We are,
which
all
I should
being put
make
together.
a video. Yeah.
A video will be coming shortly.
Yeah.
We're gonna announce it
video
officially.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be stalking.
Yeah, they're gonna lose their minds over that one. If y'all just drop the picture, you get a visual, man. I don't know what's gonna happen.
It's super cool. Now it's more like pinpointing the characters. Like we got all like characters who are gonna be in it.
Yeah.
Now we got a concept design them. And then
do you all have any like voice actors in mind though? Like you all like just want to get off rip?
Man, voice actors is the first people that came to us, man.
Yeah, I just like I just got notes like type of voice. I'm like I need deep African voices. Like that.
That would be awesome, man.
Or empowering mother African voice.
Yeah.
Soul. Like I need some soul when you ask me the question.
Say when you say beef patties, I need to feel that shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. I need to feel it.
Like, where's the bass? I need more bass. Yeah. But yeah, stuff like that. Like that's the only notes I have for voice actors, but that's the first entourage that we got.
Yeah. Well, we would love for it. Like it's a lot of people that's from Africa that have that accent. I mean, like that's what we want to do. We want to be able to just like voice cast people that are new people that have that voice or like or know how to create that voice.
Especially once we do the show, I feel like people will love it more. They speak in English, but that African accent,
Oh yeah. That's always like one of those nods like I think because when we first started watching Black Panther on not Black Panther, Black Lightning on the CW.
Okay.
It was just so many things that was hidden right. And it was like, yo, like this is like kind of relatable and stuff like that. So I can only imagine if you bring the show and bring the animation is on point, and then you have the voice acting on point. Like, that'd be pretty fucking dope. That'd be fucking.
Yeah, that's a pretty bow on it. I'm like, and then we had discussions like, what if like someone famous,
reached
out, like say Michael B reached out and wants to be a part of it. I'm like, how are we gonna write him in here? Because he doesn't have a good accent.
like we could turn him down, but man, that is Michael B. So I don't know what to do.
Hey, you want to be a producer, executive,
right? Yeah. So do we want to be the first ones to turn Michael B down?
I would love to have Lupita.
Oh, Lupita.
Like her voice is beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what that remind me of when you guys said that? It remind me of what was it, the Boondocks, where Huey was in charge of the school play, and he's like, "Yeah, Mrs. Reed gave a serious read, but I would still have to go with my hand."
I remember that one. We just watched that episode like 4 days ago.
Yeah, that's what popped in my head when you guys said that. He's like, "Yeah, she gave a strong read."
But I'm still going on Michael B.
Oh man, that's a tough one to know. Do you guys prefer CGI or practical effects?
Ooh,
I love practical.
Okay,
over anything.
Yeah, this is the reason why, because we're filmmakers.
Go ahead.
Instead of looking like a room of green,
you
know what I mean. As an actor, instead of we all playing imagination, you actually get to see it.
Yeah.
So you have to do something in between. Like if you want to make it really, really interesting, but more practical only for actors acting, like interactive.
We love because we recently learned in CGI there's some things that are so subtle.
Yeah.
Like you don't even notice.
Yeah.
And then there are like some that are so grand that it's obviously CG.
Yeah.
But what we love is practical, and then CG can highlight some things that that won't make a big difference, or it helps add to the element of the world. But we love to keep it practical just because it's cool. It's just the same thing with stop motion, like building those sets and having that world.
Yeah, can you imagine coming on the set, seeing the whole world, and we actually build it up?
You feel like you're in it.
Because that's the crazy thing that Disney does now with like Star Wars and the Mandalorian and all that shit. They got that big ass, that whole green room, that crazy green. It's dope as hell. Don't get me wrong. I would love one. I would love one if I could afford it. I would love it, and I would not use it for anything good probably. But I'll be in there fucking just running around doing mocap shit for some reason. For no reason at all.
The actors loved it so much that when they were walking in the Mandalorian, they had people that tell them to stop.
Yeah.
Because it looked so real. It looked like you can actually keep walking, but there's the walls right there. The wall. It's like, oh my god.
There's a face full of green screen.
That one is better than a green screen.
I would do that. That's pretty cool.
Because it's still
that's both. Because think about it, they built this set so you can interact with the rocks and stuff like that.
And that just highlights
and then the screens, the dome is the sky and lighting and stuff like that.
I understand what you guys are saying, because as far as CG, a lot of it is at some point, some of it gets kind of annoying because like you get actors like freaking is it Andy Serkis who does like the gorillas and shit from Planet of the Apes and shit like that. And like Josh Brolin, like he's about fucking like 4'7", but he has a fucking Thanos head on top of his head that you gotta look up and shit too. So I understand at some point that it gets annoying.
How do you expect me to play this angry character about to fly looking at that?
So I kind of understand.
Yeah, that one's when it's weird. It's a weird thing. Like, it's just like you're in a green room and you got this head on top of your head and all these little patches.
Yeah,
I mean, but I don't know. The only CG I love video games, obviously.
Yeah. I think with practical effects, like you get to see like it's like a little bit more. You can see like a lot more work done with like far as I guess I could use Jackie Chan for an example in case it's like all his shit is practical. Like he does all his own stunts. Yeah. Like if something breaks, it's like really fucking breaking, like far as glass or breakaway glass and stuff like that. Like it's just certain aspects of like practical that you see and you're like, oh, like that's nuts that they did that shit. And that's real. That's real.
Man.
So we like that too. And then I guess the CG would be the safety precaution.
Yeah.
We all can't break our bones like Jackie.
It's like nobody want to do that. He done broke like 100-some bones or something like that, bro. Like
he won't be able to shoot for a good 6 to 8 weeks.
I'm like, oh man. I hear his story. I'm like, nah, not me. Nah, I can't do that.
Put a harness on, man. You love Jackie for Jackie.
Yeah,
facts. If you guys don't have any more questions, we're gonna wrap this up. And actually, I'm gonna plug Adventurous Minds right fast. Let me share my screen again because they do have on their site tiers where you can keep up with what's going on with Balo. And I read one of them earlier. One of them you get a freaking NFT.
Yeah.
A personalized NFT at that.
Yeah, I don't like the NFTs where they just change the hat.
Hey, I understand.
Yeah.
But yeah, for tier 1, for $10, you get a PDF digital download. Tier 2 is probably what I'm going to sign up for because I love physical copies of everything. I like physical. Yeah. I have too many goddamn emails. I don't know why I have 10 emails. Do not ask me. I don't have the answer for that. So I will lose my digital in no time soon. No time possible. Not even trying. Tier 3, you get a signed copy of the book, a physical copy of the book, of course, because it's coming signed, and also the digital. Tier 4, you get a holographic trading card. You get a signed copy of the book. and also
Actually,
the PDF.
we'll probably have you read. Oh no, they're in here too.
No,
Never mind.
they're
Keep going. Keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna read all of them.
All right.
Tier 5, you get a Skype call and create character. Hold on. Create character where? Hold on. Hold on. Now we got to talk. Hold on. Hold on. Let me stop sharing this. So that's me. How did that go?
So we got a storyline already lined up, and
Okay.
then obviously we have our main characters in line. So what we do, we know, like I know it's funny, not a whole lot of people are going to be calling for the characters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that just calling, well, we'll tell you. I think it'll be a fun little interactive moment, like we just talk and break down the story, and then figure out what character that can influence this main the protagonist to go a certain direction. So stuff like that. So we
have some dialogue.
or a dialogue spoken or anything like
Yo,
that.
if I could be the African Dark Sidious, bro. I swear to God. If I could be the African Dark Sidious, bro. I swear to God.
It's just like we're gonna use it as like cool little Easter eggs to be like for that personally to that person that created that character. To be like whether their name is called, they're doing something to where they are on screen and they're having that that they're interacting with or like helping the narrative go forward in some way. But then they just have their part in it, like wherever.
It's a cool little.
Put them.
I think that's super cool to see.
Like
wherever you put them, it can be anywhere. Like especially animation, you can put them.
Yeah, you can put them anywhere. Yeah.
So what we're thinking the process is pretty much we have our tribes of whatever the story, what the story. We're gonna be like, hey, we want to put your character at this point in time.
Yeah.
Dealing with this tribe when they interact with the narrator or the main character, and this is the outfits we have in mind. So we'll say like where it's inspired from the tribe, and so now we're creating it together. Like, what would you like your character to have? We can make them overweight, in shape, whatever. Like it's kind of like customizing for a video game. Yeah. The hairstyle, the hair influence. To the jewelry and like stuff like that. Yeah. And that's what we want to create with that person that buys that tier. And then we're going to put them in there'll be first seen in a comic book. And then as the animation goes, they'll also be introduced.
Then we contact them again. And then they'll pretty much make it into a character.
Yeah. That's dope.
That is dope.
I want to be my cabbages guy.
I
want to be the my cabbages guy in Balo. That's what I want to be. That's what I want.
The cabbage guy. The cabbage guy cracks me up every time.
He always has like a reoccurrence in some way.
Yeah.
I want to be the my cabbages guy. That's what I want to be.
You got to be like the yams guy or something like that.
Right.
Yams.
That's funny. All right, that's dope. But that's tier 5. So you get the Skype call, you got to create a character, you get the holographic trading card, you get a signed copy of the book, you get the PDF digital download. And for tier 6, you get the personalized NFT. You get the Skype call and the create character, holographic trading card, signed copy of the book, and the PDF digital. I know That's Tough just said he wants the link in the chat. I will be putting the link in the chat. But yeah, those are the tiers.
Oh, yeah.
We also have one more added to everything.
Tiers.
Okay. Well, no, Tiers was that one of there.
No, Tiers the book.
It's down there. But for all of the concepts from, we're also gonna involve the production material book. It's a digital download of all the concepts that went into building the characters for the comic book.
Yeah.
It's also going to be used for the animation as well. So they'll get to see our process of developing these characters in this world and what influenced us or inspired us to do certain things. Yeah. So it's like another book that's just going to be showcasing the material of the world.
Yeah, we're making it anyway, so
might as well give it to people.
Like a little coffee table book type thing.
Yeah.
Well, digital book.
Yeah, that won't be digital, but the other one.
Okay.
I'm like, I can. I'm gonna make it physical for me.
So you gonna have to pry this from my dead cold hands before you can get it off of me.
Maybe we'll have to add that. See, we'll probably have to add that even in the character designing tier, because that one could be probably physical, because then that person can have their character in the book. To be like, I helped create this character.
That's true.
Yeah.
You just convince us to make a physical book.
In the higher tiers.
In the higher tiers.
Because books, man, that when it comes to like just distributing that internationally or like whatever, shipping it anywhere, it just adds up. So it's kind of hard.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine. But yeah, make sure you all go follow, support, everything like that. Adventurous Minds, whether it's Balo, whether it's anything else that they are dropping or got going on. You guys shout out your socials so everybody can go follow, like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that internet crap that people do. Shout your socials out so we can get people. Get people
you can find us all at Adventurous Mind Studios in all platforms. Just look for the black and gold A.
Yeah. A. It's A with an M in it, guys.
Yeah.
It's like a split up A.
Gotcha.
And then personal is like Prince Smith Jr.
Oh yeah, personal Prince Smith Jr. And then
me, Lamont Pounds 1, because somebody was taken.
Let's just hit this shit.
Out there. It was taken by me. I forgot my pass. Don't look it up.
Hey man, it happens. It happens.
It was taken by me, my younger self.
And he forgot the password. And he's trying to.
Don't look it up.
You ever lose your page to you? You ever lost your name to you? It's fucked up.
email and the password.
I need to call Instagram to delete it.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah, but
that's funny.
Here, I was gonna say the damn doppelganger.
It was by himself.
It was me, man.
It was him by himself, though.
My younger self. He's holding all the information from me too, man. I can't remember anything back then.
Oh man, got that shit locked in the vault. That's funny.
My double gamer is an NFL so I get drowned out by him.
Oh man,
I can't even Google myself.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for having us, man.
No problem at all. So yeah, man, like, subscribe, hit the bell. Y'all know what to do. This has been another episode of Dread Desk Podcast. My name is Clint.
My name is Mal.
And we out this joint. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff. And we'll be back on Tuesday. We'll be back on Thursday. We will be talking to the inventor of everyone's childhood, Bop It. We'll be talking to the inventor of Bop It on Thursday. So yeah, man, make sure to tune in on Thursday. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell. Make sure to go follow the Adventurous Minds. Whether you donate or subscribe to the tiers, whether you do or don't, just make sure you guys stay in touch and also support, because what they got going on right now is pretty fucking dope. And of course, that's why we had them on the podcast, because I like to associate ourselves with dope ass fucking people. Y'all know how we gets down. You guys stick around. We're gonna talk a little bit afterwards. And peace out to everybody. Hope y'all enjoyed the podcast. Holla at y'all on Thursday. Peace out.
Deuces.